into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome, AfterBuzz TV Nation. We are your SNL AfterBuzz TV after show. Usually we have some really awesome SNL music, but tonight we wanted to go with the very quiet theme for a reason. We wanted to set the pretense that tonight's episode, we're going to kick right into gear because we have a very special guest. So after we introduce ourselves, we're going to introduce our guest. I want to leave this this brief, little pause.
It makes me feel tingly.
Introduce yourselves. We're going to start on the ladies on my left.
Okay. Hi, I'm Katie Wilbert, and you can follow me at Katie Wilbert on Twitter, Instagram, and just all things in life.
Hey, I'm Kelly McInerney. Oh, there we go. Music. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Holly Weirdo.
And I'm Kimberly Crossman, and you can follow me at Kim Crossman.
And I'm your host, Danny Hoyt. You can follow me on everything at Danny Hoyt and Snapchat now at Danny Hoyt 47. But we have Mr. Sam Richardson hanging out with us tonight.
Hello, Sam.
Hi, guys. It's me.
If you guys don't know, Sam is one of the new series regulars on Veep and an all-around awesome guy, funny man who knows a lot of people in the industry. And the reason we have him on SNL because you're friendly with a lot of the writers.
Yeah, I'm friends with a lot of the writers and the actors on
and the
SNL.
cast.
Because you were at Second City, Chicago, right?
Second City, Chicago, and Detroit at the same time as so I know like most of those guys.
I'll be nice. I won't put you in any situations that jeopardize friendships. We don't want to. That's not what we're about. But we're excited to hear some insight from you. And so I think let's do this because I want to talk to you a little bit about Veep and kind of what you're doing at the end. So let's jump into the show and make sure we give you time for that. So let's jump right into the cold open. This is a big deal. Kate McKinnon, right off the top, gets the nod as Hillary Clinton, kind of securing what we're going to see in this upcoming political race and next year. Did you guys like this?
I loved it. I immediately gave it an A. I guess I'd been waiting for a good political open for a while that was really punchy, and I feel like there was so much that they had to feed off of, and they included so many things like Hillary Clinton's kind of like horse laugh and the always like I mean if I decide to run. Like, I'm not.
Those are the great puns.
And there was just so much that they had at their disposal, and they used all of it, and they used it well, and I think they didn't overuse any one thing. They kept moving through it and heightening it. And I thought she made a great, really funny Hillary. Like, her take on it was awesome.
Yeah.
Kelly, what'd you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked her different take than Amy Poehler. She's a little bit more kookier than Amy, and I it brings in a different type of humor, which I liked. And I think overall, her and Kenan like killed it this episode. It was a KK episode.
Yeah, we'll get to our all-star favorites because I think we're all gonna have different ideas on that.
But yeah, I'm really excited. That's what SNL does best. I feel like politics. Yeah. And this one's just starting like the political.
I liked the call outs where she's like, oh, me, just a relatable woman on a couch. And like camera 2, zoom in. Like, I love that. Music in. I liked all the asides. I thought they were a great addition.
Sam, are you a Kate McKinnon fan?
I'm a huge Kate McKinnon
Is
fan.
anyone not a Kate McKinnon?
I don't know who isn't.
Get out. Get out.
They need to leave.
Yes.
So as Hillary Clinton, for you, is this someone you would like to see in each episode as the political race heats up?
Absolutely. I think she brought like such a great energy to it because like the same with like trying to do comedy about Barack Obama, where Barack Obama is just very straight-laced and just a very calm person. You have to find a take on it. For Hillary, she's able to like infuse this great energy and like be there with it. And I thought she did a great job with it. I think it's gonna be very interesting to watch.
I think it was interesting to see for me the spin she put. It's her interpretation of Hillary. That's very different, like you said, from Amy. And so I think that'll be really interesting to see how she adds layers. Basically saying that she thinks Hillary's got this wound up, crazy, kooky person underneath what we see on the outside. I know I read that in a review thing, and I think that's spot on accurate. So
she's really great at impressions, though, Kate. great. Like she's been
so good.
Even with
Justin
Bieber, she just does the poses and that just kills it. You know, like she just knows one thing and just
that's exactly
turns
what
it up.
Is. And maybe it's simple if you just do that one thing.
Well, and if it's good already, it's only gonna get better as she does this each week.
I love the email to Bill.
Dear Sir
or Madam, signed regards, the office of Hillary Clinton.
The office.
So good.
The opening monologue, I was a little hesitant. I just wasn't sure what I was going to feel about this. I think that what we know of Chris Hemsworth, and I think you see all these things, you see him on magazine covers, and then you see Thor stuff. So I was really curious to see what they happened. This was opposite.
People can't be funny, says Danny Hoyt.
No. Not that I didn't think he'd be funny, that I didn't know what they would do. And this is completely opposite of anything I could have came up with. Okay. I think he introduced probably the idea of, I'd like to share this with my brothers, now make that funny. And the writers are like, cool, we'll pull Kenan in as like the odd man out brother. So it wasn't what I thought, but I'm not mad at it. I didn't think that it was obviously short for a reason because there's a lot of sketches and a lot to pack in.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you guys feel about this?
Kind of indifferent. I liked that it wasn't a musical. So there's that.
It's Katie's biggest thing.
But you do or you don't like musicals?
When someone is able to sing, or they can commit like balls to the wall.
Like Zach Galifianakis can't sing, but he commits balls to the wall.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
that's great. But when they throw someone like a singing monologue like Jim Carrey, and it was just flat and like
out of nowhere,
when they could have done something that is in his wheelhouse. Yeah. Like I feel like the monologue should cater to the person and their strengths. And I feel like when they throw a song at someone that it doesn't make sense for, I'm like, that was such a weird choice. Like, you know?
Yeah. Right.
No, I agree.
I think like the idea behind like putting a song at the top is that it's, an automatic high energy thing to like make the audience kind of like get on board with them. And
like set the tone
for the next thing. So like singing is a way that you'll pay attention to what they're doing. They don't have to like really deliver like so many jokes and like, oh God, hit these jokes. You can just like a song and number dance, like a old vaudeville or like Broadway show. It's like the first big thing that you can do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought what Chris Hemsworth did, or I thought what they did with Kenan as the brother, I thought was dynamite. Like that wig.
Yeah.
That was funny. And his accent. It was more Cockney than Australian.
There was a few callbacks, like from being from New Zealand, which is, essentially Australia in you guys' eyes anyway. And he said, like, down in the whoop whoops, because we call something the
what's a whoop whoop?
It's a wop wops, and it's like means the middle of nowhere, like out in the wops, like
out in the sticks.
So it was quite a funny, like as he did the whoop whoops, I laughed out loud because that's how it's written, but that's not what we say. So even like taking some of the things off was really funny.
What about the rest of his accent? Like, was it just an exaggerated, or do you think he did okay?
I think the whole show they played on the Australian accent by like heightening it. So I listened to it and I was like, oh, that's an American doing a g'day mate, like Australian accent. We don't sound like that.
And then like they call it out too, It's like, and I'm just noticing that your accent's different than everybody else's.
Yeah.
I
don't know, it was great. Because this is the only other Avengers cast member was Jeremy Renner, wasn't it? Didn't he do it earlier or something?
Jeremy Renner hosted.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner.
And he was pretty good.
Okay, because I didn't see that.
I feel like Scarlett Johansson hosted.
That was after she hosted before she was part of it, though. I think.
Okay.
But I didn't see his episode, so I didn't know.
2 points for Kimberly Crossman there, dropping a little bit of knowledge.
And Sam Richardson breaking shit.
I'm a loose cannon. Can't be contained by a couch.
Corner. That's why we put him over there. He can't come near us.
Let's move
chewing
into
on
the
wires
one.
And stuff.
The first digital short, mocking the American Express My Journey commercials. We see Chris just walking through, being basically the heightened versions and saying what we know about him that he would never say. I thought it was great. This is where, speaking to commitment, he committed. I know it's not a musical, but he committed to, okay, this show is going to be about making fun. Like, I'm going to have to play on myself. I love this. I don't know, Sam, what did you think about this?
I loved it, too. Like, because, it's going to be undeniable. He's a 10 out of 10 attractive man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, anytime you're going to try and make him look ugly, it's going to not do great. So you just get to play on the fact that he is perfect.
Yeah.
He's been walking around Hollywood for days.
I walked around Hollywood for days.
That was my favorite
My penis is too big. Yeah.
They said I couldn't have sex with a woman because my penis was too big.
But then I did with many women.
I
like this. This was one of my favorites, but I feel like the whole joke, the whole episode was that he's always too good looking for this. He's too good looking, and it kind of like beat it, too much. I feel like, but I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever felt like it got too much to me. I never got to that point. Because I think if they wouldn't have started off the episode by saying we know this is too much, I feel like this was addressing, like checking that we realize it's too much. Now let everything else fall in line.
He's
under this.
Too much.
Do you think it's funnier, some of those lines for us because we're in the industry, whereas someone else watching it maybe wouldn't have found some of those lines as funny? Or
well, I don't know, because the original one with
Mindy Kaling.
They showed it right after.
They showed it right after. I was like, oh, how perfect is that? So if you didn't know what the reference was, you get to see right after. But I think people can kind of understand like the industry is hard to get into, and that handsome people will have a leg up. So I think that was I don't think it was too much of a learning curve on that one. This is what I think.
Speaking of the Mindy Kaling one, I know that that was the first time I'd actually seen the whole one, but I know you guys love that commercial.
I love her. I think she's so wonderful.
She can do no wrong, that woman.
Yeah, she's amazing. So I was like,
would love to see her on SNL. I think that would be...
That'd be a good host.
Well, she got to write for them for a week.
But like as the lead host, she would crush.
I think she will. It's only a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. I don't know if it'll be like ahead of maybe like Mindy Project next year or leading up to something she does.
I bet she'll be in some movie in the next couple years.
Awards show. I want to see her host. I think she would crush it.
She really would.
That would be fun.
I saw that and I kind of started thinking, I'm like, God, why haven't we seen that yet?
Yeah. I bet she's got some movie like.
I think she must.
Yeah. And like when that's about to roll out, she'll for sure. I mean, I'm sure. I'm certain.
We're at least putting it out there in the universe for her.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make some phone calls otherwise and see what I can get.
Thanks, Sam Richardson.
I mean, you know everyone, so
yeah, exactly. You want me to text people right now?
Yeah.
So the next sketch, brother to brother, we see Taron Killam and Chris Hemsworth play twin brothers in middle school, basically navigating what we think is going to be a play against each other that turns into, I think Cecily kind of steals this, but turns into this thing about playing them versus each other and why they are not or what I guess the biggest differences, which are everything, and highlighted by a few people. 80 Bryant's was my favorite when she talked about his butt. It's like or whatever, Moody or Morky or whatever, Maddie's. She's like, Maddie's butt is different. It's hard and round and up, and yours is just sort of there. Like, I go to the bathroom on this.
Go to the bathroom on this.
So good.
Highlighted the sketch from me. You guys liked this. I remember you laughed a lot, Kimberly.
I was dying of laughter before it had even started. Just like their funny pictures together with their backpacks and their awkward high five and kind of strange hip pose.
His high five hit him in the face. Did you notice that?
Yes.
His high five hit him and Chris kind of like...
high five was
so good. I
don't think it was supposed to happen.
I don't think so either.
I like that we saw Chris like not be the hot guy. This was the first time in this episode that he's not like, hey, I'm the hot guy. He's like, hey, like weird body movements that aren't normal. I enjoyed it.
I even liked the beginning when they did the false advertisement for the other show, Cody Pepperoni. He's only 15, but he owns his own pizzeria. But now, brothers and brothers.
I was like, reminded me of?
Perfect.
Cody Pepperoni reminded me of Johnny Karate from Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I would watch that because I would watch Johnny Karate as a show. Like I would watch that show.
Yeah.
They had me on that just from the opening. I love TV. I love sitcom opening themes, and so I'm like, oh, and it was like kind of like a little twist on "Believe It or Not, I'm Walking on Air." The song was like that song, but kind of twisted to like make it legal. You know, if you listen to it.
Legal, yeah.
But I was like, I just want to know this show. I want to have this theme song.
Yeah,
for real. I thought this was a sketch for me that made me go like, oh, I think this is a Cecily episode. I felt like she was really strong in the whole episode as a whole.
Yeah, she was very strong. This one was good though. I think she stole it. I loved when she kept coming back.
Yeah, it never ended. That's what was funny about it.
Here's what's interesting is because I think that's for some sketches, when it's the same beat, that repetitiveness can get old because you kind of want it to change direction. You want something else to be introduced. This was one where even though we knew the same beat, it kept going. It never lost its flavor for me.
It never lost its flavor. I think it was the same beat, but it had to be the same beat because it was perfect. And the timing of like when you thought they were going to move on and then just comes right back into it with like more things about how he's like a sloppy. And like your chin kind of just like sinks into the face. You know, it like sinks into your neck. And like and he's like, can we leave it alone?
I like the
His
nipples
face
thing.
is dying.
The nipples, like his must always be like smaller and hard, and yours are like. It makes me think that they're like flatter and wider.
I like that Kyle said that too.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
And the ending though was funny because he's like, I've got a bigger dick. No.
Like, no, I don't.
I thought it was cool too because even though it's about Chris wasn't in it much.
Yeah.
And it didn't need to be about him, but he was in it enough to continue his streak, and we'll talk about this later, of being in all the sketches. So, let's move on to the next one, the Fox Empire spoof. This is interesting. It's very interesting because had this happened a year ago, SNL couldn't have done this sketch. If Empire happens in January 2014 and becomes the phenomenon that it is right now, and I want to talk about this in a second,
that's so
SNL
true.
can't do this sketch.
Right.
They can now, so this is very interesting on the timing of it. Because, and if you guys don't know, for those of you that are listening, Empire's become this thing that major networks haven't seen in years because every week its audience has grown, and it's honestly becoming this phenomenon they haven't seen, I would say, since maybe the likes of American Idol in the early days on Fox.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's becoming crazy. The play on this that's funny that I think some people missed is that Empire's a show that some people have said, well, you guys don't cater to the white demographic. Not necessary. They don't need, the show doesn't need to.
I've heard it's a great show.
It's gaining traction and growing on its own. So I just think this was interesting that they did that because it's obviously that the show doesn't need that, but they introduced him as Chris, for those of you that are listening and watching, as the guy who they need to cater to the white
His name was
demographic.
actually Chip.
Chip, thank
Which
you.
is even better.
Yeah.
It's the perfect white guy
Who wears
name.
a white guy with car keys?
Exactly.
I'll sit out only because I didn't get it, so I'll sit out. And my opinion is that I don't have one for this
So,
because I didn't get it. I was
so
like,
you
I
don't watch
understand.
Empire?
No.
And you didn't get it, but so did you find it funny then?
I mean, I found the premise funny. I was like, oh, okay, it's like them doing like funny black people thing, and here's a white guy being like, I'm white. But I didn't get it besides that. Like, I didn't know if those were like parts of the show or if they were heightening the show. I didn't know.
I thought that what they did a pretty, there's some pretty dead-on impersonations.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
So good.
I mean, so good.
Yeah.
His Terrence Howard was so good.
Yeah.
And then Taraji P. Henderson.
I thought that was actually pretty good.
That
too,
was pretty
Taraji,
good.
yeah.
And Leslie Jones, I thought that was the woman. At first I saw it and I thought it was the woman from the show, actually.
Do you watch it, Empire?
I do watch it.
I haven't seen it.
It's such a fun show to watch.
Okay.
Really, there's a reason why it's a phenomenon.
And I know the
you-
premise. I know the Jay Farrell, they plays the son that's into hip hop, but he's gay. And, so and then there was somebody in jail. I get that. So I got those impressions, but I didn't realize why that.
Yeah, because it was really it was just like hey, this is the show, so you can just see what the show is. Everybody's gonna do their impressions there from the show, so this is what it is. But then here's a twist.
Drop
it's that
a
white guy, because
Chip white guy.
And the thing is, the show doesn't need it, you know. So all the times that he was introduced, it was things that were superfluous, you know. It was and he's witnessing all these things.
Yeah, sign this birthday card
Sign this
while
birthday
they're
card.
fighting about really
You know?
important family drama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, signing birthday cards. I mean, I'm not speaking for all black people, but it's not something that I don't like.
I love birthday cards.
Black people don't use birthday cards.
Let me tweet that real quick.
make
Sam
sure.
Richardson says that.
Hashtag that.
Now, if you could cater birthday cards to black people, I'm talking about Hallmark, you're gonna see a boon.
Oh, wait a minute, a little idea.
You know?
Maybe an app where you just have to be it sends it.
And it sends
I
it.
need to do.
Just some money-making ideas.
That's for everybody. I would use that. That's amazing. Okay, so I think that even if... So you can say you found the comedic value.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what they were doing, but I didn't get as much out of it like you guys did for the impersonations and stuff, being like, oh, spot on. I'm like, these are all new characters.
I mean, I like specific bits in it when he did the song that was drip drop, drippy drippy drop.
Yes.
Drop.
That's a song.
What am I
in the
saying? No, really, what am I saying? I thought it was great because I've heard that some of the songs that are being produced are
It's
Well, and I'm glad you brought this up because Michael
Just a head
Che.
tilt.
Because Michael Che we don't usually see him in sketches. This is one of the rare times we've seen Michael Che in a sketch. So I thought that was kind of cool. I actually had to kind of double take, wait, who?
I didn't
is
think
Michael
it was
Che.
him at first.
Yeah, with the afro, they added the afro or the flat top
Dropping him
was
in.
to it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of neat to see Michael Che in a sketch, but
I don't watch the show either, but I liked it because I know Terrence Howard, and I know that song, that Drip Drop song, is actually a song in Empire.
Is it really?
Oh
Yeah.
my
It
gosh.
really is.
Great.
Oh,
Drip
I thought
drop.
it was a joke.
So, yeah.
But apparently
is,
it
isn't it?
is a joke.
This next sketch, I think a lot of us are excited about. Sam, I didn't get to watch this episode with you, so I don't know if you're excited, but the premise for those of you that are watching this, by the way, I want to give a shout out to people. I know there's a lot of people that that watch us live on YouTube or on AfterBuzz TV.
Hello.
Thank you for doing that, and they tweet us throughout the week. You guys are incredible. That's the reason we do this is for you guys, for the fans. We get cool things like we didn't actually know Sam was going to be on the show. This was a cool kind of thing that just
I was
happened.
just walking down the street, and I was like,
Yo!
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what you guys doing in there? And then I sat down on the couch, and they gave me a headset.
Yeah.
But like this is
Read
why we
these
do
cue
this. Like
cards.
Sam's hanging out here tonight, said he'd come on and hang out with us. Like stuff like this gets to happen, and we do this for the fans. So thank you guys. Please continue to watch, to rate us, to tweet us. The more 5 stars you give us, the longer we can keep doing this. So, and that's why we do this, because we love to hang out with you guys. So thank you. A big shout out to the fans. I don't have any. You missed it. I don't have any fan shout outs. We got some hate on YouTube last week.
Yeah, it was really exciting.
We called them out.
We didn't call them. We loved on them.
We loved on them.
So-
Because I wasn't here.
We
No, I'm
said
just kidding.
thank you for your words.
It was Kelly under aliases. The show could die without me.
The next sketch, Chicken Captain. The year is
my God.
2041, and chickens have evolved as a species that are more intellectual and basically beyond humans. And it's basically Star Trek, but with a chicken as the captain. You guys, this is something we need to see more of from SNL.
Yeah.
So
It was
good.
wackadoo, and I loved it.
You mentioned commitment earlier. This, if he broke, it wouldn't have been good. But he was
Right.
so committed.
So committed.
Yeah, and it was hilarious.
Well, and especially
Yeah.
when things started happening with the chicken, and
Yeah.
he rolled
Look at
with
me.
it.
Look at me. Fine, don't look at me. Just give me your hand. Whatever.
There's that laugh I miss.
Is that like, oh, it's perfect.
That was the best line for
How
me.
about that chicken was a pretty good actor?
Exactly.
He stayed in the chair.
Stay in his chair, hit
And
his marks,
amazing.
a full circle at
hit
one
full
point.
circle.
He
You know,
showed all sides.
exactly. Didn't hide himself from the camera too much. You know, found his lens.
Why was there
Cheated him.
not a cocky joke?
Ooh.
I can't take credit
Well,
for this. I saw
because
this
it
somewhere,
was
but
a
why was there
lady
not a cocky
female
joke?
chicken.
Oh yeah.
It's a lady
same.
chicken.
Still, aren't female chickens cocks?
No,
No,
What are
that's,
they?
that's,
they are not cocks.
Hens,
Yeah.
aren't
Because
they?
they are
Hens.
lady chickens.
That's the term.
But like, is it like, okay?
Do lady
Gamecocks,
chickens-
aren't they still like all chicken? Don't they encompass the chicken race?
That's why it's a cockfight, because it's two male chickens fighting each other.
Roosters, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Uh-huh.
It's a...
I can
know
do a
for
chicken
sure?
sound.
And
Do you want to
lady
hear it?
hens.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Can
Thank
we get a
you.
round of applause?
Thank
for
you
Kimberly
so much.
Crossman? Wow.
It's really nice.
What other noises can you make? Now I'm kind of curious. What other
That's
animals
enough
can
for
you do?
now. That's enough for
Give
now.
us one more.
Just
No,
one
no,
Encore.
episode.
no.
Encore.
I don't have another one yet. I'll do it later.
I think this is something that this reminds me of some of the older SNL sketches that just brought it. It didn't need to be intellectual humor. It didn't need to be some witty punchline. It was just, it is what it is. Here's what it is, with a really random weird twist with the microwave at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then Cecily saying she smells so good, but she was such a bitch. that was the. I'm trying to think of a pun that has to do with chicken, but that was like the cream of the crop, like the icing on the cake, the wing sauce on
Chicken
my
noodle
chicken
soup.
wing.
Cock of your cockroach.
Hey, cockroach.
It's kind of weird, but let's go with it. I like it.
I
Yes.
love this so much. I thought it was so good.
I loved that, putting the chicken in and pulling that. It was like such a cartoon
Yeah.
like
Yes.
reveal. Like it was like a Popeye cartoon where you, like the chicken comes out like pretty, like all set. Oh, I loved it. Feathered.
Yeah. There's no handle on the inside. She can't get out.
She sacrificed herself. Which was it kind of like a it was a tribute to Leonard Nimoy too.
Yeah, and they had
Oh,
one. There
that's
was
true.
one last week as well. Yeah,
yeah,
so-
that Klingon thing. But then this
Yeah.
one is like that. That's how he sacrifices himself in
Yes.
Wrath of Khan. He goes in.
I didn't even realize
the
that.
warp
Yeah.
drive. Yeah. So
Wow.
Thanks.
Sam, if you weren't here, my man, we had a big gap in the show, and you just filled it. Thank God.
3-point shot.
3-point shot. Neil, well, with that, let's move on to the next sketch then. The Iggy Azalea Show. I think we can add, and we mentioned this at the top of the show, we can now add another impression to Kate McKinnon's growing list of incredible things she can do.
Yeah.
Iggy Azalea.
So good.
This, for me, is, I would say, in the discussion of the top 3 impressions, because Bieber's fun, but there's not as much, like, talking.
Yeah.
Right.
I would almost hesitate to separate that and say that's a character she plays as much as an impression.
Yeah.
This was like impression top 3 discussion for me.
Yeah.
Well, I loved it because she pulled, like, what I saw her pull up and heighten was, like, this idea of Iggy Azalea as, like, an Australian, almost kind of like schoolgirl who then drops into rap, but even is like, I'm, like, in so many feuds. And, like,
Wait, how does she say feud, by the way? The way she says feuds was so weird, but I kind of loved it.
Feuds?
Feuds? How would an Australian say it?
I don't think we would.
Well, it's close to New
It
Zealand.
wouldn't be that hard.
Say feud is super New Zealandish.
I'm in a feud.
Feud?
Sounds like food.
Now enhance it. Enhance it.
Feud? Get in a feud.
I feel like what she was like even more, it was like feud.
She was like choking on the word.
Yeah.
Almost. But it was great. Like, I love that it was kind of schoolgirly.
And how she raps in American, because I guess in Australia and New Zealand, there's a lot of stuff like, we hate Iggy Azalea, like, rap in your native tongue. Like, it's a thing.
That's a thing that happens?
That's a thing that happens.
Yeah, everyone's like, why do people rap or sing in an American accent when, I mean, I speak in an American accent, so I'm one of them. Hate on me. But yeah, like, it's a thing. People, like, take the piss out of her in New Zealand or Australia because she immediately drops into American.
Oh yeah, this is something that take the piss is like to make fun
Sorry.
of. To, like,
I know.
No,
I'm foreign. I need subtitles.
I learned that a couple episodes ago.
Have a go at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she has these
that
feuds. So first she pulls in Azalea Banks, which actually she does have a feud with, which has been, kind of been a big deal. This Iggy Azalea Banks thing, and Sashir was great in that. And then what was Chris's rapper name? Who's like her cousin? It was like Rafty Shades or something like that.
I think it's close.
I think it was Rifty
Rifty
something
Shades,
like that.
like because you're rifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote Rafter Shades because I thought she said Rafty at one point or Rifty, but maybe
I'm such
Rifty.
a white girl. I'm like, because you're rifting.
You're like you rift.
You're breaking the beats down and you're like popping it into the lock position to drop the rap hard.
Yeah, because the temperature is warm.
Yeah, it's so warm in this room. You know, like stand down for what?
Well, we need to turn it down, the temperature, because it's warm.
I thought we were standing down.
Oh.
I lost everything. I love the list. The list in this made me laugh so much. You've just got to have guns. You just make your like gun.
It's so
then you have
true,
to
though.
have lists.
Yeah.
But
And
like
then
when he said
booty
tip
dance.
tip, that was a minigun. I think that was improv.
Yeah, it could have been.
I think that was Chris improving because we saw his improv skills with the chicken. We saw his improv skills a couple different times. I think this was him improving, which made me like him even more.
Yeah, I thought his character was great in that.
Yeah.
I liked watching him dance.
Yeah,
That was funny. I wasn't
So
expecting him to like.
Azalea Banks.
So did Azalea Banks, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Hip hop tips, tip hops with T.I. All right, next we have the Zac Brown Band, song number 1. Let's talk about Zac Brown Band as a whole. So they have their next album, which is called Jekyll and Hyde, is set to debut April 28th. So we are just a month, 6 weeks-ish away from that. So the first song they play is the first song they released to radio, which was January 12th. And then Heavy's the Hand, which is the second single that's upcoming. I don't actually know if that's been released yet, but it's set to be.
It's good, that song.
The second one?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
very...
It reminded me of Sons of Anarchy, like real kind of...
It wasn't on Hulu, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, didn't you say that at the beginning of the show? Wasn't on Hulu, so.
Yeah, it was very
bad.
Sons of... That's what I was going to say, too. Sons of Anarchy.
I think the second performance was better. To me, I actually like was captivated watching it. I love a guy who makes string instruments look cool. So it's like, you play that violin, you cool guy.
You cool guy.
Yeah.
I'm easily pleased. It's good.
Weekend update. This is something I look forward to. I know we all do every single week to see what they do. There's always a lot of surprises with Weekend Update. Something I specifically said that I wanted to see last week. I said that I wanted to see this happen. I want to see Michael and Cullen rift more. I want to see and we saw a little bit, we saw inklings of it last week, but I want to see their characters grow and they play off each other. So like whether it's a battle or whether they like coincide, kind of like one up each other with jokes. They kind of did all of the things. Do you guys remember what I said?
Yes.
Well, you weren't here, but I literally asked for these things to happen last week.
Ask and you shall
and
receive.
they happened.
Do you think
I'm
that they watch
so
us?
excited about this. I don't know. I hope they do. But this is where, Sam, I'm really excited to hear, because I know that you know a lot of the writers. You know a lot of the cast as well, but you know Colin. I know you said you don't know Michael.
Yeah, I don't know Michael. I know Colin.
But you're friendly with Colin.
Yeah.
And so some of this, I don't know what happens behind the scenes. Like, give me an idea of what writing some of these might even be like.
Well, okay. It's like so like writing for Weekend Update.
Yeah.
Like they have their own. It's a specific set of writers write Weekend Update.
And Colin's the head of that.
And Colin's the head of that as well. You know, and I think those guys are doing such a great job of like coming together and like what a great 2-man squad. Like
Yeah.
So like writing the thing, I'm like you know, it's what's going on in the week, and you're just like writing jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes, and trying to see what hits the hardest.
So if we see 15 jokes, how many do you think actually get written?
I think like if you see 15 jokes, they probably wrote like 100.
That's crazy to me.
You know,
nuts.
just jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes, and like you know which ones hit the hardest. And you know, and like Weekend Update has an unfair advantage because it's just like joke. You know, so you get set up punchline. It doesn't need a whole lot of like. You know, production value.
Right,
it's just like a picture here and then a joke.
They're
and
basically tweets.
They're tweets.
They
you
can
know?
all be
that's
tweets.
so true.
And they're like, and if like Weekend Update was like a Twitter user, man, that's 100% batting average. Is that 100% batting average? Yeah, like
It's a thing.
It hits every. It hits every time.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the first guest, Leslie Jones, the relationship expert. I have been a fan of Leslie Jones. Especially in this character, relationship expert. I like to see the way she plays with Colin, calling him her frosty, what'd you call him?
Frosty white-ass
Frosty
snowman
white.
or something.
Yeah.
And she's referenced some things like this with Colin before. They kind of have this little playful thing going back and forth. This one fell a little short for me. I think that there was the obvious flub, like when he called her out and said, nice transition, because it was awkward. She almost broke. But she kind of like fell over her words. She faltered a little bit in some of like what she wanted to say at the beginning. I don't know if it messed with her and what happened and kind
It
of
felt
her,
like
but
a little like it messed with her rhythm for the latter half of it.
It stinks because I liked the idea of it, like dates, like it's wintertime everywhere else except here, and so I relate to like. If in New York you have to walk so far and you'll free like a couple of blocks isn't a couple of blocks, you know, but it just kind of died there.
I think it was really fun. I think the audience didn't give her anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
true.
So you're just like kind of listening to it in a vacuum. Whereas like even the jokes that were good were just like, and you're like, oh, but that was a good joke. But like the audience is like,
yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
So then it's going to kind of affect how it is perceived as being good or not good.
That's
you
true.
know, that like, because like if there was like that 5 blocks, like in as you say, a bitch is gonna freeze out here.
Yes.
It's like that's a dynamite line.
Yeah.
There were a lot of really great lines in it that we even repeated out loud to ourselves as we were watching. Like, oh my gosh, did I just ingest rat feces? Like, we said them out loud a bit. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I didn't consider that, the lack of audience response, because that really affects you when it's a live show.
Yeah.
The funniest joke can be very not funny if you get no response and you're like,
oh,
ow.
Sure.
like your rhythm is gonna be kicked.
You've
Yeah.
never been to New York, correct?
I've been.
You've been to New York.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question. Here's the reason I asked this. Has everybody in here been to New York?
Yes.
Yeah.
For people that have not been to New York, I feel like over their break and stuff. I feel like when they set her up, they said relationship expert. She was going to talk about relationships. The first 70% of what she talked about was a stand-up about New York City.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's maybe why it felt short. I don't know if my expectation got set in a different place, because when she's come on before, she's talked about relationships and why it's hard to date and these different things. And this was more of a stand-up at the beginning about New York City. Not that it's bad. It was just, I don't know if my expectation was different. Did you catch that?
I was waiting for the relationship advice.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, sorry.
No, I feel like she does that though in all the other ones. I feel like it's supposed to be a relationship, but it's not. Like
I
it's
feel like
about
I
little
feel
things.
opposite.
Yeah.
I think the other ones have been for me. This is the first time I
know.
was kind of waiting for her to get to relationship stuff.
I don't remember the.
I don't know.
others,
It was
but-
just it fell a little offbeat for me, and it could have just been because they were off sync. But
Did you
Do you
find it funny, Kim?
Not really.
Oh, I put her on the
chime
spot.
in, Kimberly. Don't be shy.
No, I wanted to give everyone time on the floor and just be like, I didn't like it. Scene. I didn't find it super funny. I thought that the Weekend Update as a whole, I just wanted them to keep going back to Colin and their banter. I didn't really like the guest. I didn't like the girl at the party thing. I liked the idea of it, but it didn't hit super strong for me. I just preferred it when the two of them were bantering about their 36-inch penis. That to me was really funny.
Yeah,
that was my highlight.
But I want to keep talking about
you
this
do
Leslie
this.
thing for a second because I would watch Leslie and Colin banter. I would like to see that, like him ask her, like, okay, so let me tell you about this girl I'm dating, and she gives him relationship advice, including the audience. Like, let me tell Colin. Guys, you know, when we date, this is how it works, Colin. Like, we're all schooling Colin. I would watch a whole segment on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what I would like to see, because I think they have something cool that they rift. They rift and raft.
Rifty
Rift and raft. And there's an interesting dynamic between them.
Yeah, there is.
You know what I mean? 'Cause, like, even just size-wise, you know.
Yeah.
She's a tall lady.
Well, yeah, and when she comes in on her chair, too, I feel like she's sitting high. So she's, like, forward on the chair like this. And if you're Colin, it's like, you know, Colin!
Doesn't he say, like, damn? She's like, shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Colin! So it's like, if you guys are looking, like this, it looks like this. Which, it is situationally funny as well.
Exactly. You know, it's interesting to look at, and their voices are so different. They're, you know, like, it's a...
I think I just made our producers upset because I leaned all over the microphone. Sorry back there again.
Do you think do you think people didn't give her, like the audience didn't give her as much because she's now a featured cast member and they see her a lot more now? It's not like a treat anymore.
Interesting. I don't know. That's a great question.
We should contact all the audience members
See,
and
like,
do
why?
an inquiry.
I've got a list, actually.
Sam Richardson knows everyone, so he'll be able to acquire that list.
Aaron Anderson is his first name.
Oh, thank you. Perfect.
Anthony Albertson.
Oh, we're on a
Put
roll.
those together, you got Anthony Anderson.
Ooh.
There we go.
See?
The first thing I said before the penis joke happened was the back and forth about Ben Carson saying that homosexuality is a choice, and they did 4 jokes back and forth. And we haven't seen this in a long
Almost
time.
5.
Yeah.
Almost 5.
Almost
Almost
5.
They could have kept going. I
could.
thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like that?
I did like that.
Yeah, you like that.
Yeah, you like
I
that?
did like it. I did.
It was punctuated by the last joke saying that he just... Well, I want to get the wording right, that he just lost the...
The third joke was that he's a candidate for presidency, and then the fourth was he's no longer a candidate for presidency.
And he's no longer... With that joke, with that statement, he's no longer a candidate for presidency.
Yeah.
What's crazy... And I had this thought, and tell me if you guys thought this. I had this thought that they're so much in tune with pop culture that they could shift a lot of people's minds in this by saying that. Mm-hmm. He's got to be watching this being like, shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Dog it.
Dang it, I blew it. And then to what you said, the joke where Colin is going to read Michael's joke and read it over, and I know they set this up, but you can't write what he accidentally did in saying the 36-inch penis, and he meant 3.6, obviously. And Michael's losing it on the other side. They don't cut to him for a reason, because I think he was probably bad. You could hear him audibly like, this is the best thing ever. That's what I want to see more of.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, I agree. I think I wanted to see more of that.
The chemistry, you know?
Yeah, the chemistry's great.
Yeah.
I know we got a lot to get through, and there's a lot of time on. And then obviously there's Cecily. I kind of like her character.
I like this one better than usual.
Yeah, I did too.
Because I like the ending when she's like, open your eyes, close your eyes. Oh, that's assault.
Yeah. We're solving progress.
Yeah, that was the line I liked a lot.
Yeah. I saw both Katie and I were like, yes, right there.
In the next sketch, the Avengers defeat Ultron, and they're interviewing basically Thor downtown, and he is turned up.
He's not standing off for anything.
No.
He's turned up for it all.
He's turned up for it all. We get to see a lot of impressions. We get to see Taron as Robert Downey Jr., Jay Farrow as Nick Fury, Pete Davidson as the Hulk, and Beck Bennett as Captain America, which was surprisingly awesome. I don't know if I thought that was very funny. Just watching Chris Hemsworth be crazily energetic on 11 was funny to me.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I think that the premise of like, what is it like what would these guys be like if after they save the world? Like, really? Like, what if you just get a slice of life of these guys and they're not like so buttoned up, really? Like, what would I be like if I just saved the world? Yeah. I'm like, whoa, I'm the freaking greatest.
Yeah, round of drinks on me. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Somebody tweeted though saying that Taron's impression of Iron Man was more like Turd Ferguson.
I saw that.
I did see
I
that.
think that's true, but I watched it thinking that, so I think I saw it more.
Yeah,
but I think it's
maybe it was
true.
the gum chewing.
Yeah,
And it's the gum chewing. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Soap opera sketch. Keenan is a former acting coach from the Jeffersons and instructs Kate and Chris to use over-dramatization to punch points. Kimberly, did you like this?
Well, I worked on a soap for 6 years, and in acting class that Katie and I are in, often we're told to bring in soap scripts so that our teacher can, excuse my language, fuck with it. Like, so basically taking any direction, because the writing is written in such a way that you can do anything with it. You could be crying, you could be doing this. So I found this sketch really funny for my own personal reasons. And yeah, I mean, I think it took a long time to get to the payoff each time. They probably could have shortened it a bit, but then I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I like it how he's like, this feels really weird. Because as an actor, I've been on set and been like, wow, cool. This is a lot. Like, this isn't real. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know.
This was maybe, I think, probably one of my least favorite. I mean, I laughed, but I think that this was a surprisingly funny episode, so this one fell towards the bottom for me.
Sure.
Kelly, what do you think?
No, I like this one a lot. It was like one of my second or third favorites, just because it was a cool twist to it, like what you said, and like you would never think of how like an acting coach on a sitcom probably does stuff like that. Maybe
Put into a soap world.
Yeah. It was really funny.
I liked it.
I want to move on to the next one just so we have time to talk about everything. So You Think You Can Live with Brian, a parody on American Idol, The Bachelor, Survivor, So You Think You Can Dance, so many things. It's basically this like faux reality show they create. Another one from the mind of Bennett and Kyle Mooney, which I know a lot of people, it's like a divide. You either love them or you hate the stuff they do. For me, I'm on the side of I love them. I've said that a lot of times. This was maybe my favorite ever.
It was my favorite of the whole show.
Yeah, they can do no wrong for me. I'm on board.
Why was it your favorite of the whole show?
I thought it was so spot on and really simple. Like, they took an idea and they made it so simple, and it was like they used the smallest things to use the examples, like them doing the to camera monologues, like being like, so I left the room, and then Brian is like, I want to order food too. What? Or even just the simple like, dude, like it. They really took something and did it step by step, these simple things, and it was so perfect.
Yeah.
They didn't overcomplicate it, and I just felt like they nailed it to a T.
Yeah.
Kelly, do you like this?
Yeah, I'm usually...
You're not a big fan? She's on the opposite side of the fence as me, so very
But I like this one a lot, too,
Okay.
because it was, like what you said, simple, but it was still, like, a great parody of reality shows, you know?
Yeah.
When he steps towards the candles, he's like, step forward. Step back to the right a bit.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, I don't think it needed the tag at the end of the So You Think You Can Dance Idol bit. Like, I almost felt like it was enough after that. I think it added a little bit, but
Kind of too much, like, we get it.
It just threw another show into it that I didn't necessarily think it needed, but it's
I
fine.
thought that was extra footage that they added maybe for fun. Like that they maybe had, I think they probably had another show or two they could have done, and they had to shorten it, you know, that maybe Lauren was like, nope, shorter, another minute off, you know, and that's where they had to fall.
Right.
Did you like this?
I loved it. I love those guys, like, even like, if you ever watch those good neighbor videos, so
Danny's
funny.
life.
That's like my life.
And so these guys are like the premise, like they took the idea of like something so nonsense or so doesn't matter, and they just heightened it in reality TV sense, and they nailed it.
Yeah.
I want to say this before we move on to the next one, that I think this could potentially open a can of worms in the best way for them to have ongoing sketches, maybe one every 3 episodes or 4 episodes, where they parody a reality show at a time and do something funny. And it's an easy way, because usually they don't bring in the guest host. Isn't involved in their, not always is involved in their little digital shorts that they put together. So this could be an easy way they slide one in, they parody something. It could be like a brand they create. Kind of
be cool if there's like a cooking one.
There's so much they can do, because they can do, I mean, you name any of their ice truckers and all these great pawn shops, and they pull the host and create some fake knockoff of it, and it's like this whole new world they might create. That's my personal thing that I'm hoping for. So, Dolce and Gabbana, Dolce and
Gabbana.
Yeah, we've seen these girls before. We've seen Cecily and Vanessa. They kill this, and we've seen them do it with everybody from Justin Timberlake to Matthew McConaughey. I think was in it.
James Franco.
Seth Rogen was in it. Yeah, tons of people. This was another one, and I think that I feel like I thought they were gonna do this one before. This is like an obvious one for them. Savarsky Crystals and these different names they make fun of. My favorite though was when Chris finally says at the end, he says, douche and go bananas.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'll never look at it the same. I will always say douche and go bananas.
And he doesn't like hit it too hard. He like hits it, but like as if he doesn't know he's making a mistake. Yes. You know, it's perfect. Douche and go bananas. And then like just keeps it going.
Yeah.
Also, my other favorite was one time a guy banged me back in time, then a caveman banged me back to the future. He's like, thanks, Gecko. Lizard. Thanks, Lizard. Like,
yes, I read that too.
I can't say Gecko. Thanks, Lizard.
I know you were a newer fan, Kimberly, of SNL, and we've seen some of the older stuff. So, like, is this something that you like, this brand of humor?
Yeah, I liked it. I think I always find it hard when it starts with like the low energy characters, so like they're being dismissive of their lines, because I'm like, but what? And then they have these great liners. So yeah, it's definitely a different energy, but I've started to fall in love with it as it continued going on. And then Chris Hemsworth appears with no shirt on, so I didn't really hear anything. I was like, he has nice abs, and he looks kind of sunburned. I don't know why. So I liked it for other reasons, but yeah, I thought it was good. I'm glad it kind of picked up pace. So.
Yeah. Getting kind of burned out on that sketch. Yeah, I feel like they just do it too much. Like they've done it at least 3 times this season, and it's not even over with.
Has it been 3 times? I thought it was only 2.
It was James Franco and Seth Rogen. Did you guys mention some other one? Didn't you?
Well, and then Chris Hemsworth. That would make
but there was another one too. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. I thought this was only the second one, but yeah. I mean, I can hear what you're saying. For me, I think I like it so much. I don't get, like, I get more burnt out on when they do like Drunk Uncle too much or things like that, because it's like a saving grace. Like, we don't know what else to do. We'll just do this because we know it works.
Well, that's one thing with. I feel like now they're just they overuse things a lot. You like something and you should just kind of treat it as like a treat. Like Eddie Murphy only did. Like Rick James like twice or something, right? Yeah. So I mean, and that was awesome.
I think we can all agree there wasn't enough Eddie Murphy in anything, though.
No, but it's like you'll still remember it. But yeah.
I want to talk to you about a little bit about what you're doing. You are a new, congratulations from us and all of us here at AfterBuzz. You're a new series regular on Veep. Congratulations, man. That's huge. Tell us about this process, what that means for you. How has life changed?
Oh, wow. Well, first off, I'm super famous. Honest to God, like, I really do get recognized. But people who recognize me are always, like, black guys with glasses. Always.
That's so funny.
Like, I'll go to the Apple store and I'll be like, something's going on my phone. They'll be like, yeah, I think we can fix this. By the way, man, love you on Veep. And I'm like, oh, you look like me, and that's why you recognize. I'm sure I wear glasses. They're like, so guaranteed. Like, sometimes I can just like kind of bet. Like, if I'm seeing a guy, I'm like, hey.
That guy. Bet you $5 that guy knows who I am.
That guy knows who I am. And he's like, no, I don't. Please leave me alone.
Yeah. That guy's staring at me. Yeah.
$5. But it's so cool to. It's my first time doing a series regular on any show before. Like I've guested on shows, and I had like arcs on other things. Like I was on The Office for a bit, and I guested on Veep last year.
Right.
I did 3 episodes. But like now to like be in the show and like to have like feel like a little bit of ownership of the show. It's like such an amazing experience. That's the greatest working experience and like experience I've ever had, is being on that show. You know, it's
awesome.
So much fun, so funny, and everybody is so great. You know, there's nobody on that show where you're like, let me avoid this person, because it doesn't exist on there. It's just like, it's just so much fun. We live in Baltimore for 3 months to shoot that show.
Okay, wow.
You know,
so where are you at in the cycle? When do you go?
We premiere on April 12th.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
10 episodes. So April 12th at 10:30 on HBO.
Wow.
How exciting.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I think Veep is one of those shows that you hear about, and then as you see award shows and you see it keep winning things, you see it keep getting mentioned, and you see this billboard and you're like, God, this show like keeps getting traction. Like, and I've heard people say this, like, I have to get on that show. Like I've kind of been waiting so I could binge watch all of it. Like this is one that I have to watch.
Yeah.
So now we have even another reason to watch it.
Watch it.
Hello.
It's I mean, like, it's so weird now. I can't be like, because I was a fan of the show before I was on the show.
Yeah.
So like, this show's so funny. Now I'm on it, so it's like it's kind of weird to be like, this show's the funniest show ever. Because like now it's like a weird thing to be like, but I really do. It's, you know, it really does. There's something to, you know, you have fun making something. You know, it comes through.
Yeah.
You know, but then like also everybody's like such a great technician. Like technically is funny, but then like also like has heart, and then, like everybody on that show is despicable as the characters are despicable, but then the people are so great. So then that it just makes for some sort of weird tornado of entertainment.
I know you can't give out a lot, obviously, but come April 12th, what can we expect to see from your character?
A lot
this
of
season?
Murders.
From your character, what are we gonna see?
Yeah. Like, so my character, like, he kind of like just fails his way into like the system, you know. So like he's just like there. So you get a lot of dishes to him that he just drops a lot of.
Okay.
So you can expect. I don't know if you are familiar with the character of Richard. He was an Iowa political aide to the vice president when she was like on a book tour, and then he kind of just like followed her back home like a puppy dog. And so like now he's kind of like in the mix, but he's just like so excited to be in the mix. So you kind of see like that character is one who kind of like, if anybody doesn't belong there, it's him, and he's unaware of it, you know. So it's
I love it, man. Well, we will keep our eyes out, guys. Make sure you check out our friend Sam on Veep, HBO, April 12th.
April 12th
at 10:30.
10:30.
My dad's
Here we go, man. Congratulations.
There you go.
Nice.
That is it for us. We will see you. Actually, we don't know when we will see you. There was no announced host.
No.
We don't know who the next host is, when it's happening, who the musical guest is. But when it happens, we will see you. Guys, where can we find you in the meantime?
Katie Wilbert, at Katie Wilbert, across the board. Everything, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, just anywhere.
Kelly McInerney, at Holly Weirdo, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff.
And I'm Kimberly Crossman, and you can find me at Kim Crossman.
Sam, where can our fans connect with you on social media?
Sam Richardson 9 at Twitter and Instagram. Super original name. Sam Richardson 1 through 8 were taken.
And guys, you can follow me at Danny Hoyt on Twitter, on Instagram, on Vine, on Facebook, and my new thing is my Snapchat, Danny Hoyt 47. I'm big on this. This is the next thing, you guys. For AfterBuzz TV and for SNL. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.